Yeah. So, love to get started, and I like to run my show in a certain type of way to kind of like give the audience time to catch up and come on in. So we're gonna watch a couple of reaction videos, and then we're gonna run our mouths about them because we see the same thing everywhere we go, right? And that's kind of the things that connects us. So, you
Yeah.
familiar with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, the alleged?
I am, but I have not seen this clip and I have had it sent to me so many times. So let's watch it together.
All right, let's go.
On with you. This is about you. You just flipped the script on us. We over here.
Verse uno.
Man, you sure did.
But it was good. It was insightful.
No, we need to find out about what's going on with her. She dating, single.
Dating.
What do that entail for a 42-year-old?
I am dating,
But single.
enjoying my life. I have really good companions.
How many do you dating right now?
I'm not exclusively committed to anyone, but I have one guy that I have dated off and on for 5 years.
Got her.
We dated for 5 years off and on.
So you was his work for 5 years? You been his work? You still his work?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I know what's going on now. I'm about to, no, we're going to take this sheep clothing off.
Right, the wolf teeth coming out. No, we
he
have
was somebody's work for 5 years.
We have been each other's companion for 5 years. And yeah, I have spent the block for 5 years, and it's the truth. And
you look like you got something to say about what you got to say about that.
5 years is an incredibly long time. And, not everybody likes to rush into a relationship. But when I'm thinking about 5 years as a woman, if I'm expected to show up as soft and feminine and all these different things, I need protection. And I am not going to be performatively soft. So I think about all of the things that a good husband does for you, and the covering and just everything. Not that you aren't complete by yourself, because we're not talking about a man completing you, but the safety and the softness and just the way that you're able to relax versus when you're single. It's much different. So when I think about being in that desert for 5 years, it's like, shit. Excuse my language.
No, you can say it.
Letting a man rent me for 5 years because I'm having sex with him, I'm sleeping with him, I'm not necessarily running my body count up, but I'm definitely putting miles on the machinery, and there is no clear protection there for me. And I take issue with that. Like I'm not shaming anybody for having sex with who they want, but I want you to be able to get something out of it, and it's something tangible, not just saying we were each other's companions, because that sounds like Lassie. I got a dog to my companion. You know what I mean? And it's just a little different. A companion will do what you say.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So the husband that she actually wants will not. Ooh. And that's why she's sticking with a companion. Because she needs somebody malleable. And, certain women just need malleable partners, and I'm going to leave it at that.
But what the hell, bro?
Absolutely correct. He feels like I haven't provided.
Oh, your work.
We working together. Okay. We working together.
But you keeping him at bay. Or is he keeping you at bay?
He wants a relationship. He wants to be committed.
You just like the sex.
No. Oh.
Let's keep it 100. How you keep somebody for 5 years? That's like for real. You can't keep nobody at a distance for 5 years. I ain't never done no shit like that.
I am not vitamin D deficient. Everything is good in that department.
No. He
wants a relationship.
She done kept him on the side until she figured out if it's something better. I see where this is going.
He just has some emotional maturity that he had to do. We're 9 years apart. He's 9 years younger than me. And so we both had to work through things, but he's had to work on his emotions and his intense insecurities around.
Come on, you got something to say. I see it.
Because women who do this trouble me. He has some emotional maturity issues. He's 9 years younger than you, baby. What were you expecting?
He's not mature.
He's not gonna be. If she's 45 and he's 9 years under her, that will put him at what, 36?
Yep.
Come on. Come on. And, I am of the ilk that if a woman is choosing this kind of man, she's choosing him so she does not have to submit. And we're going to have this conversation if we're, because we could want it all day long, but are you truly qualified for it? Are you qualified for the man that you want? No. Okay, so rent one. And that's what she's doing. And a lot of women find, or they think that this is safer than actually doing the work on themselves, handling their triggers, learning how to emotionally regulate so that they can be in the relationship with the man that they will respect instead of stringing along a 9-year age gap relationship talking about we're companions. She wants someone malleable, just like I just said. I didn't know that there was a 9-year age gap. But what she's doing is not surprising. It's just like women who will go and choose a man who's doing less than them financially, emotionally, spiritually, pick it and say, oh, I can't submit to him because he's not right. But you knew that he wasn't right when you picked him because you felt it was safer. He's not going to be expecting me to submit because I'm smarter than him. This is where most women find themselves because they don't want to do the emotional work. So, this is a hill that I'm willing to die on because I have been the woman who chose the wrong man and who complained about the man that I picked. Oh, he just terrible. All he want to do is be in the streets. Where you meet him at, Tiff? In the streets.
How'd you think this was going to go?
Right. I mean, but when I look back over my own track record, let's take it off of Dr. Cheyenne because I don't want it to seem like I'm just like dogpiling on her. If I look back on my own life and I take a look at it with accountability and say, damn, Tiff, how did you wind up in a relationship you wound up in? It's because I was overlooking red flags. I was hoping that the wildest, roughest, no home training. But I wanted him to choose me so that I could feel special because I had never been chosen by my father and I had never been chosen by my mother. So I thought if I could make him choose me, it will make me feel worthwhile. And a lot of women are sitting with that and they don't know how to find the words of saying that. I just wanted to be chosen. I know if I could convert him and make him a believer, that means my worth must be. But validation is for parking, baby. It's not for people. And if you give a man the ability to punch your card, then you give him the ability to snatch the plate off the table and starve you. So that's why you have to be emotionally regulated.
You said validate. Say that validation line again.
Validation is for parking. It's not for.
Come on, man.
It's not for people. And when we find ourselves in a space where it's like, damn, am I holding on to this relationship so that I can validate myself and say, yes, somebody finally chose me and I'm finally worthy? Or can I let this go because I'm going to find somebody who's more in alignment with me? Because that's what we all deserve, aligned relationships. It should not have to be he's your work or he's my work. We should just be compatible.
I agree with that. Put a pin in validation because I want you to talk about that, as part of today's conversation too, because that's very important.
In a relationship,
and you've been waiting on it. Like what's the problem? Why y'all not together?
Just because of that,
So you're waiting on that? No,
I'm not waiting on it, and I don't have him waiting.
So the D is good.
Oh,
let's keep it. I mean, that's it's like, dude, let's.
He put on his red pajamas and feel like he's supposed to get spicy tonight.
This is clear.
Oh my God!
I know her. She's from Long Beach. Don't try to come with the suit jacket, the boots. You still and the glow.
You know what I mean?
You still from Long Beach. Not from Inglewood. And I can see that.
I am from San Pedro, a small community in the city of Los Angeles.
I can see through all of that.
Yes, he has great qualities. He does well in all that he does with me. He just emotionally
that ain't what I asked you. I asked you about his job and all that.
He does well in all areas.
Okay, she answered that. He does
well
emotionally.
No, she didn't.
That's broad.
She did not answer that.
Because not answering allows her. He does well in all areas. Yes, but you with him because the dick is good.
Yep, come on, tell the truth. Tell the truth.
With him. That 9-year age gap, He probably tearing that thing out the frame. He emotionally dysregulated too. He crazy, deranged. We already know. I mean, it goes both ways. If you know how men always say the crazy pee is the best pee, so they chase crazy women down, and a woman then killed his cat and bleached his clothes, but he can't leave her alone, right? This is the same thing. That young, enthusiastic, he not expecting nothing of me. I'm emotionally safe because he's not going to take me off of the square. As a matter of fact, I could be the one motivating him.
Right.
They love that. They love a project.
You know, earlier you said he's malleable.
Yeah.
You know, I like how the way you broke that down, because that is the very projection that women make about older men pursuing younger women. And she's doing the same thing in this particular moment. It would be the same.
And for the same reason.
And for the same reason
too. So you could be mad at the man at the bar pulling the 26, 27-year-olds. You know, in my marriage, there is an age gap. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to hold you up. And it's definitely more than a decade because, you know, I have my own reasons for that. I don't want no puppy. Okay. So I want a big dog. And I want a big dog, you know? I can't deal with children. Plus, I enjoy being the woman in my relationship, and I enjoy being able to pick your brain, and I don't want to have to lead from the bottom, which is what a lot of these women subsequently wind up having to do, where they look feminine and they say my husband is head of household, but they're leading from the bottom because they don't trust him. And they'll do it so they don't have to trust him. Trust is scary when you've never had anyone to lean on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's valuable because he was probably raised by a strong-minded, independent, don't need no man, I can raise myself by myself kind of woman. He's in that age range. I'm 39. So I know what age range he's in. He was raised by the same people who raised, you know, me. And I know that their ideas carried over. If the boy wasn't in touch with his soft, sensitive side, he was a brute and there was something wrong with him. You had to beat it out of him. I've seen that happen. So what these women are doing is they're going to the pre-broken men because their mothers broke them in advance, like a perforated piece of paper, easy to tear. And this is why. And then they say, oh my God, it's so flimsy. It comes apart so fast. It was perforated when you picked it up. You knew that it was already pre-ripped, and you know, you're working with it like it's cardboard. You're surprised? Are we shocked? No. And if we took a step back from it, not placing blame, if we took a step back from it and logically said, I want a man to lead my household, are you picking a man who's 9 years younger than you? Admittedly, in your professional opinion, who is emotionally immature, and you know how dangerous that can be, but you stick with it anyway. Are you picking that when you know better?
Ooh. I've said everything that you just said. I've said it in so many different conversations, even before our first conversation. You know, we talked for like an hour and a half to try to figure out the direction of things that we were going to go, and even then we were confirming what we've already seen.
Right.
And do you think that women that choose those type of men know exactly what they're choosing? Or do you think that they're just kind of bound and don't have an idea?
Oh, I think they're trying to stay safe. I think that when people are trying to stay safe, they will rationalize doing the craziest shit. I mean, insane things, right? Because fear is not one of those rational things. You know, it's really fearing the unknown. You don't know what's going on.
Gotcha.
It's false evidence appearing real. That's what fear is, right? Yep. So if she thinks that if she get with a man, think about what most women think of submission, right? This will make sense. He gonna beat me. He gonna take my rights. He gonna make me get under the bed. And if I gotta submit to him, then he gonna destroy me in some kind of way. They have these thoughts, and I've heard this so much from women. So if I thought that, about the man that I actually want, number one, I'm not going to go after him. Because I've already told myself that that's dangerous. And an added bonus is that I don't have to change anything. If I'm going to date somebody who's lower than who I actually want, then I can still date with broken equipment. I don't have to evolve. There's no fear there. As a matter of fact, they'll praise me because I'm better than any woman they ever had. So on this hand is the man that I really want to be with, but I don't qualify for him because I'm not healed yet. And I'm going to run him off. So I got to do some work for him. And on this hand, it's the young bull who don't want nothing because he don't know nothing.
And I ain't got to do no work. And I already got it.
No work. I'm the shit to him already. Which would you pick?
Path of least resistance.
You're going to pick the young bull. You're going to pick the path of least resistance. And that is what women are doing. They hurt, but they wounding themselves into singlehood, spinsterhood. You 45 now and you look good now. That's because of your genetics. But what happens when you're 55 and your kidneys are failing? What happens when you're 65 and your kidneys are, you don't have nobody around to drive you back and forth to dialysis? The coochie don't hit like it used to when it's a senior citizen twat. What do we do?
They definitely don't ever, women do talk about the age thing, like they don't get old, like they don't have health problems. I never understood that, but let's go. Let's finish it up.
They don't talk about it a lot. They don't talk about it a lot. Go ahead.
They don't talk about it enough, though.
All questions. What all
Paul,
areas.
You're a man, so you answer this question.
I answer.
Emotionally, he goes back and forth from I love you, I want to be with you, I'm mad because you won't be with me, you won't commit to me. And then his insecurities get the best of him. And it's like, I want you, but I'm not sure if I deserve you. I'm not sure that I can facilitate you. I'm not sure that I can be with you. So when I say emotionally instability, it's like him wanting to be with me is concrete. That's not unstable. His emotions in the relationship are just unstable to where as a man, you gotta get vertical within yourself before you can be in a relationship.
God, you good with these words.
I am.
You good with these words.
You gotta get vertical within yourself.
Let me say this.
Then why did you not let him get vertical before his dick got vertical?
Come on.
Why did you not let him get vertical before you started volunteering coochie? Why? If you knew that, because you're the professional. And I'm a professional life coach. I'm certified.
Right.
There was a time after my certification, after my divorce, where I was out here dating and I could see the mommy issues. I could see the daddy issues. I wasn't getting all on. I wasn't going to say, yeah, well, I guess you're good enough for right now. No, you don't qualify. And that don't make you a bad person. You're probably great for somebody else. You're just not in alignment with me. Next. There was nothing wrong with her doing that. And again, let me touch this because I know you want to finish this clip. But what you just said made absolutely no sense to nobody but her.
Nobody but her.
He's emotionally, he wants to be with me, but he gets emotionally unstable because I don't want to be with him. Let's unpack that, because if you're sleeping with him and playing relationship with him and pretending like you want to be with him, and then you say, oh, no, I don't want to be with you because you still got some work to do. Why are you here? And if a man did that to a woman, he would be a fuckboy
all day.
They would be writing songs about him. Glorilla would have a song about him. But when it's a woman, we overlook that. We overlook the predatory. If you know that he's not right, why are you fucking him? First and foremost. Second of all, he's emotionally unstable because she's playing with his emotions.
Right.
How do you say, I want to be with you, so we're going to do the whole relationship thing. We're enjoying each other. We're good companions. You already know that means fucking, sucking, creeping, sleeping, going on dates, holding hands, being on vacation. It's been 5 years. So you know they've crossed all of these lines. His heart tied into it. So he's crazy because he wants to take it a step further with you. And a natural progression is crazy, but fucking an emotionally immature boy isn't. From the doctor.
Come on. Look.
I'm saying.
Yeah, look, and then the
This
part
is
where
not me hating. This is just me asking some very pivotal questions logically. A plus B equals C type shit. This is not deep stuff.
No, it's not. And I especially like the part where she said he's emotionally unstable because she's making him crazy too. She's participating in his delusion, and because she knows that he's not the man that she actually wants, and he'll do for now. So in the meantime, she's just playing with him. Because if that was flipped around, a female would be stabbing on him.
If it was flipped and it was a man who was 9 years older than a woman, and he's entertaining her, he knows she had issues, but he's still entertaining her, we will be looking at him like he's a predator. Oh my God, you know that she's emotionally unstable. Why are you still sleeping with her? Why are you taking advantage of her? You know that she can't make the decisions, but when it's Dr. Brian, it's cool.
Yeah, out of control.
Makes sense.
He has every right to feel like what I've been doing as far as being in a relationship with him when I want to is not something that gives him stability. However, I don't want to commit to a relationship with a man who I feel emotionally is not in a place of being able to be in a healthy relationship.
So why are you messing with him? Why are you playing mental games with him?
I'm not playing mental games with him. It's not mental games. It's all transparency.
Why is it still sex involved?
How do you know we sexing? We could just be having a
Because you from Long Beach, I know.
Oh my God.
You can't play me.
We could not be doing the
wood. I know what's going on.
But let me say this. It is transparent. He understands. I understand. I understand what he wants. He understands why I don't want to commit at this moment with him, which is the emotional piece that him and I talk about openly. I support him in it. I hold space for him in it. We've talked about it intensively, and he understands it.
Come here.
That's
sit. All right, let him off the leash. Go ahead.
That's what I'm doing?
Yeah, that's exactly.
Because I told him what it is. I told him what it is. We're transparent, i.e., I told him that I'm never going to ever deal with you while I'm laying up with you and fucking and sucking you. And I'm glad that Paul keep bringing it up. Why are you sexing him then? What you doing? Why not save that? Because women like sex like men like sex. So why not have sex with a person who's in alignment with you? If you don't feel like he's worthy, why is he worthy of your body? So you can have some coochie, but you can't have my time?
Come on.
Until I tell my girls this, because you and I were talking about it, and I coach in my private group. I'm actually live casting, I'm simulcasting in my live group. And I always tell my girls to make better informed decisions with their bodies, because you're going to want to have sex. It is what it is. It's natural. I'm not judging that, because I like sex more than, the average Joe. But I like it more when I know that I'm giving my body to a person that I feel on the same level with, that I'm mutual with.
Right.
But I can't just be like, oh, well, when stuff go wrong, I'm going to feel such deep regret, because you can't unfuck them. No, and until we can send somebody to the door to knock on it and say, hey, Coochie Repo, I'm here to reclaim her goods, and I actually get it back. I think we need to be more selective about who we sleep with, and if he's not the right person, hurry up and move him out the way so you can get you some good, credible dick. I'm not saying be celibate. That's not, I'm no nun. I'm just asking you to give it to the right people, so that you make sure your heart is not broken, so you can make sure your feelings are not hurt, so you can make sure that you don't lay with regret just in case it doesn't go right. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. That's one of the things that I address with the men that I coach and that I advise is like, we have to practice sexual discipline. Just because you can doesn't mean you should give yourself to everybody that shows you any type of sexual attention. And the truth is, that's really at the core of most men's problem. Most men will be invisible to the world if they maintain that. Nobody even knows you exist until they can hang you out by your meat. Like, you see what they did with Diddy. You see, even in the court of public opinion, when it comes down to like guys like Shannon Sharp and even the entire political space is pivoting off of who's on the Epstein list. Because why were they on the Epstein list? What was it? Going to Epstein Island and doing whatever they was doing, you know what I'm saying? And that's the source that can dismantle any man's credibility. So it's a lot more dangerous than what we think it is. For women psychologically, for men psychologically too, but for different reasons. But like for as far as like reputation destruction, it is self-sabotage. It is self-hate, in my opinion. And I think that we need to get a better control of that, because there's too many dangerous and unstable people out here that's already been manipulated by people like her. Mm-hmm. So
if that's what I'm doing,
if you think about it though, just one more thing. If just not to be too hard on the brothers, but if you think about it, she has a 9-year age gap with him.
Help the brothers out. Yeah, help the brothers out. You go ahead.
He wants to be with her.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that she's pulling away is what's making him feel like he isn't worthy. He's not valuable enough. I'm not the person for you. And that is the power dynamic that she was looking for. So with a woman, yeah, we have sex and mentally it messes us up. But men wind up getting trapped with women who they wanted to love like this. And now you're getting embarrassed. And not just embarrassed, but damaged. Because when it comes time for him to meet his woman and the woman is for him, she's going to have to pay for what she's doing. Women create the problems that we see in men, whether we're raising them or whether we on top of them.
What are you doing?
But what the hell, bro?
Yo, what took you so long to get over here? I had to pause for a second because, like, typically we don't get a chance to hear women take that much ownership of what women's behavior really comes from, and the equity that it has and that plays into the way men treat and compete, for women.
Right. So this is why I actually focus on being mothered by survival, because the love path, a lot of women don't know that they're doing it. I've met so many women who would say, well, what's wrong with that? Men been doing it for centuries. No, the stereotypical Oprah couch narrative that we've been fed, men have been doing this for centuries. So it justifies bad behavior in our real lives. And we really have to be careful with feeding off of those narratives. Even if you were in a bad relationship with a bad man and a scary man, don't take that forward into your future. Don't take that forward into your forever. You need to learn how to heal and pivot faster. But with this situation, I can see what she's deliberately doing. She wants someone malleable. I've never seen this clip before, so I didn't know that the man was 9 years younger than her. Mm-hmm. I just had people sending it to me like, girl, your home girl back again. Here she is again, because I look at people like her like, okay, you're just a broken clock, right? Twice a day. You might have a few good points, but I don't take anything anyone says as Bible, because we all are able to evolve. But what she's doing is harmful. Trick culture, harmful.
Yeah.
Harmful. Man. And it's having really far-reaching ramifications with men. And when I ask women, well, how would you feel if that was done to your son?
Yeah, man, put it in that perspective for sure.
And they're like, oh, ain't no bitch gonna ever be able to use my son. And it's like, but he's somebody's son. Yeah. Okay, I digress.
All of us are children, you know what I'm saying? So all of us are somebody's son and somebody's daughter at a minimum, but yeah, this is great stuff, you know what I'm saying, so far.
Man, I'm okay. If I'm doing what Paul said, I'd much rather be the one walking you at the dog park than the one on the leash.
If I am doing.
So that means, to my point, at 42, I'm not opt out. We are not opt out. Okay, we have options, and we are not on the leash. We can actually be the one holding the leash. It's all about your standards. It's all about you understanding who you are and you standing in and on your square and you doubling down on that, period. There's men out there who will show up in any capacity we want. We don't have to settle. And we don't have to settle at a certain time. We can
but he don't want to show up in that capacity.
Because I tell you one thing I'm not doing. I ain't doing time, but I am spending a whole lot of time with who I want, when I want, and both of us are enjoying it, getting what we want.
Come on.
Okay.
You getting what you want, he getting what you gave him.
Because he ain't getting what he want.
She just said he not getting what he want. He insecure because he not getting what he want. Now they both getting what they want. And I would rather be a predator than be emotionally stable in a relationship with one man. I would rather put somebody's son who is 9 years my junior on a leash, because we got options. We can go and prey on the youth. We don't have to emotionally evolve. Bitch, what? Are the people okay? Because if a man had said that, then I would be like, oh, where are my nieces? Where are my daughter at? Where am I? Because I'm not about the, what you mean? Oh, because I could always put a younger one on the leash, and we ain't never out of options.
Crazy.
If Shannon Sharp had came out and said, I could always put another one on the leash.
Whew.
Come on.
The world would have burnt down. It'll still be on fire right now.
Do you know how much I can tell you as a woman who has dated men that I did not respect? It is so much easier to be in love and to be married to and to be long to a man that you respect.
Mm-hmm.
But the man that you respect is going to make you come correct. You can't talk to him any kind of way. You're going to have to come emotionally regulated. You got to sit down and talk about something when it's, bothering you. You got to learn how to advocate for yourself like a big fucking girl, because nobody is going to put you in your soft life. Soft life is emotional regulation. That is not that man's job. It's
soft
not.
life, man. Look, I like that. Soft life is emotional regulation. I've been talking about, we talked about emotional discipline. I hear emotional regulation, but like anything that deals with stability requires discipline. Anything that deals with improvement requires discipline. There's nothing that you can add discipline to that gets worse.
Right.
Like, you could think about it all day, all you want to. And if you can add discipline to something that gets worse, it's probably something you have no business doing anyway.
Well, it's something that's dysregulated.
It's something that's completely dysregulated.
Because if you're trying to give me discipline, and you're trying to say you were my employer, because my employer, let's talk about submission for real.
Okay.
If you work, you're submitting to your boss.
Yep.
You went in that place and they said, I'm going to give you this amount of money for this amount of hours, but this is how you're going to show up. And not just that, this is what you're going to wear. This is the conversations you're able to have. This is the stuff you're able to do on the clock. This is what you do with the resources I give you, all the way down to the ink pens. And they say, all right. But they will not submit to a man that they picked. They didn't pick the HR guy that onboarded them. They didn't pick Dan from accounting. Mm-hmm. So why is it easier for you to submit there than to submit to a man you chose? And to submit just means to agree. It just means to agree. It just means I agree with the rules you have set. For you to show up for me like this, you require this from me. Oh, I get it. Why is this such a bad thing?
All it is cooperation.
It's such a scary thing. Right? Why don't you want to cooperate with a man you like? I thought you liked him.
it doesn't make any sense to me. But what does?
But if the woman is not emotionally regulated, she can't receive the discipline that you want to give her.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
Discipline, and she ain't even regulated enough to get it. It's holes in that cup. So you pouring wisdom into it and it's leaking all over the countertops because she is not emotionally regulated. So how do we get there?
Man, look, I think the only path that gets us there is, in my opinion,
mm-hmm.
I don't think anything holds women accountable but their children and the absence of equitable relationships, because women don't listen to other women in general. They don't listen to anybody, they won't even agree with the man that they chose. So that in itself is an indictment. And because they can only be held accountable by their children. I'm only saying that in theory, and it's
they're not accountable by their children either.
Yeah. and by held accountable, I'm actually just talking about the issue being brought to them, being made aware. Now, whether they choose to change after it's been brought to them, that's something else. But if they don't want to change, then that's that's really hit or miss, and that's kind of
I don't feel comfortable with giving it away for free. And you should give it away for free. It don't. You ain't catering it for free. You ain't raising it for free. This thing costs. Massengill, soap, Vagisil. No, this thing costs. And you just gonna give it to somebody for free? Dinner, open up the door, trips, movies, pay some rent. I don't know, change the oil. Hell, go give me a down payment on a car.
Nowadays, even if it's monetary, are you a prostitute?
No, that ain't no prostitute. That's you knowing your worth. Give me a down payment on a car. I need a new car. I need something. My rent need to be paid. I'd like to buy me a house. Can you put in on that? Yeah, I don't know. Donate some better favors than a hard. No, that's all you got to offer. Every other man over here got that same thing. What makes yours so special that I got to give me up for free?
Stop it. Stop it. Because she know that, like, that same box that she's sitting on, it's attached to more cooperative women. And this is where women fail their daughters, because they don't teach them the divine art of just existing. Because I'll tell you, I know I present very feminine because I am very feminine. And this is who I am all the time. And I have never had to posture like this to get anything. And I get lots of things. And I don't have to. When a man sees value in you, he'll cover you. But if you start posturing yourself like a hoe, he's going to put a price tag on you. And the way that I look at this and the way that I caution women about this is, yes, you do have a standard about yourself and you do have to display that you have values, but that comes out in the way you live your day-to-day life. I'm a boundaries coach, and I have standard-based boundaries for the way that I live my life, which means the rules are the rules. I don't come out of my character for anything, for anyone. And if I feel myself about to come out of my character, I know that this is not a person I want to continue with, and I can decide whether or not I'm going to gift them my energy going forward. So if I decide to remove a person from my energy, I do so quietly and with a smile on my face. I'm not going to explain to you why you're disqualified. You just are. I'm going to take this energy. I'm going to move on to the more qualified. And I have had men here in Miami. They date different down here. They come on dates with gifts. Even my husband, before he had even slept with me, period, had even taken me on a date, he was interested in me. And I was having an issue with my car. And I needed a tire because I have a new car, but it just, I'm a girl. Okay. I'm not doing tires. I've never pumped gas in this car.
Yeah.
I barely drive it, but it's my dream car. I love it so much. But I'm like, I am here at Bell Tire and they telling me I need all this stuff. And he was like, chill out. Just where you at? Give me the address. All right, go back in your car. I'll call you in 10 minutes. This man had set an appointment for me to come back, told the people I wasn't going to talk to them. I ain't know nothing, paid for the tire, had it installed, bought me lunch before so that I wasn't sitting in there hungry. And I didn't have to posture myself like this. And it's not just because I'm so great. It's because he wanted to rescue me and he found me worthy. Why did he find me worthy? It's because I hold the standard myself. I didn't wait for a man to become feminine. Men have nothing to do with my femininity. Absolutely nothing.
That is very important to say.
It ain't for them. It's for me. So, when the man gets the benefit from the feminine energy I already carry. This is not tit for tat, and if I were to put a price tag on it, very few people will be able to afford it. So we're not even gonna play that game. We just gonna show up reciprocally. I'm gonna show you my value. I'm not gonna have my hand out and be acting all crazy. Fact of the matter is, I could have paid for the tire myself. It was the gesture of him calling to cover me from over 2,000 miles away from me. This is a man who had never even slept with me. He hadn't even had the chance to smell it, but he saw that I had value and he knew that he wanted me to be his wife. So he took care of me. And now I am his wife. So, and I get all the benefits. I don't have to tell him to pay a bill or change the oil or do anything. He just does it. I don't know how much anything costs. He just does it. And I just hate to hear women posture themselves as hoes when they're so much more valuable than just the pussy they sit on.
Yeah.
I can talk about this all day, but I'm just gonna get off my soapbox. This is disgusting.
Yeah. Hey, look, this is what we see, and these are the things that have to be discussed, because when you see women talk about men in a utility capacity, like this right here, they're teaching their daughters that men are only for utility. It is almost no different than how you see people talk about migrant workers. You get them to do everything that you don't want to do. His value is this. If he don't agree, he's sassy. He's something's wrong with him. You know what I'm saying? He's feminine.
Who hurt you?
Yeah, who hurt you? Your mama black. and this is the behavior that a lot of men get raised with, that cause them to date outside of their race.
Well, when they go outside their race, it's not no better.
No, and that's not even the point.
Because this is so they're running into the inferno, because it seems like it's just a black issue. Now,
But it's not.
I have a TikTok page. It's Boundaries Bestie at TikTok, and I've been posting videos about emotionally immature mothers, just really sticking it to them extremely hard, because I see them as the source of most of the issues, especially with Black women, especially with the women that I coach. They have been hurt. They have been brutalized by their mothers first, and they're overly accepting of things that they shouldn't be, because their mothers, like I was describing earlier with the young man, like a perforated sheet of paper, the mothers have pre-abused them. So they've been primed to be taken advantage of by these fuck boys, for lack of a better word, because their mothers have already pre-brutalized them. You know what I mean? And so I've been sticking it to them, and I've been looking in the comments, white, Black, Italian, Puerto Rican, Spanish. When you get finished, go on there and look through those comments. And when I say on 2 videos, we're talking about over 1,000 comments.
Yeah, you talking about on TikTok, right?
Yeah, been played collectively 30,000 times over the last 2 days. 2 videos talking about emotionally immature mothers and the wounds that they inflict. It just transcends race. This is all women not wanting to be held accountable. And if any woman is not going to be held accountable, I promise you, it's a white woman. But we're not even going to have that conversation. I would love to hear from a lot of white daughters from the perspective that I wrote my book, generationally passed down mother wounds. Because if you think about whiteness and what people think about the proximity to whiteness, is that it's going to be better, it's going to be great, it's going to be so wonderful. And a lot of us were raised thinking that if we had white mothers, then everything would be one. These people were terrorized by their mamas too. And I'm glad that I wrote my book from a Black woman's perspective generationally, but I would love to hear how a white woman feels about holding her mother accountable. Because you were mentioning it, you touched on it a little bit earlier when you said, well, they're getting it from their children. Well, they aren't. And, when Kevin Samuels was real big and people would be like, women don't act like that. I don't know what they mean. And then he'd release the sign language.
Yep. Shame, insults, guilt need to be right.
And I was like, I'd be damned if he's not describing my mama.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as I'm listening to it, I'm like, what is he talking about? I'd be damned if he was not describing my mother. Yep. Because when I came to her and I said, this experience hurt me. Oh, well, I was a teenage mom. I did the best I could, dismissing it. Oh, well, you weren't perfect either. Insults. Oh, well, what about me? I guess I'm just a terrible mother. Guilt. Well, I did. You turned out all right. The need to be right. In every single argument. So I couldn't even say, well, he crazy. Women don't show up like that, because I was looking at the woman who birthed me, attempting to hold her accountable. And she was telling me basically, fuck you. You know what I mean? I did what I did and you're not going to hold me. She told me, you are not going to hold me accountable.
Yeah.
So I ended our relationship. And I had the power that I took the strength in myself to do what a lot of Black people do not have. And they leave the matriarchal line.
Yeah.
I'm done.
All right, folks. Appreciate you sticking with me to the end. This has been another episode of Beyond the Algorithm. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Go get the book And most importantly, I will see you beyond the algorithm, because that's where life actually happens.